If you can't kill a boss, no reason why you can't look like one. Moogle putting the wow in transmogs. The shoulders are part of a shaman tier set, but this is the piece that the hunters can pick up. Thorny Bramble Male Pauldrons, and it drops out of the Emerald Nightmare. Make sure you're on Mythic version to pick up the shoulders. Looking really sharp on an undead here. The chest is a leatherworking piece. Legion level leatherworking, so it's check your local leatherworker, check your local auction house to get that burgundy and gold look. Got a Lady Draenei with the belt, also out of the Emerald Nightmare Mythic. There's the boss, there's the drop rate. It's a creeping string of lava. See? Kind of ties in with that shaman set, but that's the belt that hunters can pick up. And the legs, battle-bound leggings, Legion level leatherworking, where you could just buy it on the auction house. So have someone craft it, buy it on the auction house. Here's my tune, Luxeley, showing you the feet, battle-bound treads, Legion level leatherworking, or just buy it on the auction house to pick up the boots, which really work well with this set. Moving on, we're going to show you the hands, which are part of that shaman tier set. These are the pieces that the hunters can pick up. As you can see, Emerald Nightmare Mythic, you can be doing that a lot to get this set. There's the boss and the drop rate. Lady Blood Elf showing you the back, which is straight out of BFA. Freehold, you can spam it because it's a dungeon. There's the boss, there's the drop rate. The head, which is out of Warlords of Draenor, the fun, another dungeon, which means that, yes, it is spammable. There's the boss and the drop rate. And the last piece is the weapon, High Maul. As you can see, 13% drop rate on the bow. This is one of those rare sets, easy to get. It also looks fantastic. The shoulders you get out of Bastion of Twilight. Elementium Monstrosity has a 12% drop rate to pick up the shoulders. Moving on, the chest piece, very easy to get. It's Legion level leatherworking, or check your local auction house to pick up the chest piece. The belt is probably one of the more difficult pieces to get from this set. Out of Hellfire Citadel, Iron Reaver is the boss, 12% is the drop rate for the Torched Brazed Waistguard, but I just really like that belt. Thank you, Mr. Orc, you look like you're really mad. The legs, the Gravenscale leggings, Legion level leatherworking, check your local auction house or check your local leatherworker in order to craft or buy the legs. The feet are the Gavin-scale treads, which also from, yes, you guessed it, a Legion level leatherworker, or you could step up and just buy it on the auction house. The hands are also from a Legion level leatherworker, which you could have him craft it, or you can just step up and buy it on the auction house. We have a very pissed off Iron Dwarf, Pirate Feather Cloak, Freehold from Sky Captain Crag, decent drop rate. The headpiece out of Ulduar, which is of course Wrath of the Lich King. Might have to grind it to pick that up. And the weapon, which you get out of Siege of Orgrimmar, LFR version, and there is the drop rate. If I couldn't kill a boss or another player in PvP, I'd want to look great as I die wearing this. It is incredible. Dragon Rider Spalders, Island Expeditions, or you could step up and buy it for a hefty price on the auction house, but it's very worth it. The chest, Gladiator's Chain Armor. Netherstorm is the place, of course, in Outland. BC PvP Vendor 3 Marks of Honor to pick up the chest piece. The belt also can be a pricey piece that you could grab on the auction house. It drops from various mobs, Hellfire Citadel, Mythic version, Cursed Demon Chain Belt. Moving on, we're going to show you the legs, which of course match the chest piece, which is out of Netherstorm, BC PvP Vendor 3 Marks of Honor to pick up the Gladiator's Chain Leggings. Moving on, we're going to show you the boots, which is straight out of Ulduar. The Greaves of Swift Vengeance, Steelbreaker is the boss, 11% is the drop rate. Moving on, we're going to show you the gloves, which I also believe drops out of Ulduar. And yes, I was right, Flame Leviathan is the boss. That's the name, the Fiery Behemoth gloves. To pick those up, you got to head to Ulduar. Great place. And the back, which is one of my favorite cloaks, Gilded Thorium Cloak, Karazhan BC version, Terrestrian Illhoof. 17% on the drop rate. The headpiece, Gladiator's Chain Helm, Nether Storm, you know the drill, 3 Marks of Honor, BC PvP vendor. Couldn't find a bow or a gun that worked with this set, but I found this particular polearm, as you can see, out of Molten Core. There is a lot of Wrath of the Lich King in this set. The shoulders, horrific flesh epaulets, which come out of Icecrown Citadel, heroic 25, Fester Gut, 15% on the drop rate. That is part of the Shaman tier set, but that's the piece that the hunters can pick up. The chest is straight out of Trial of the Champion, Edric's Cache, and it's got about a 17% drop rate. The drop is kind of covering that. Sorry about that, folks. And there I am, Luxeley. The belt, Wild Gladiator's Waistguard of Prowess. If you're Horde, Warmongering Gladiator's Waistguard of Prowess. It's that simple. WoD PvP vendor, 1 Mark of Honor to pick up the belt. The legs, which are the leggings of the Bloodless Knight, Trial of the Champion, the Black Knight, 6% is the drop rate on that old Wrath of the Lich King early raid set. And we have a Lady Magthar, or Magathar, or whatever they call them, orcs. Anyway, Lady Death Whisper is the boss, Icecrown Citadel is the place, heroic 25 man, and the hands, Unclean Surgical Gloves, from that same old Shaman tier set. This is the piece the hunters can pick up. Drop rate is 16%. Moving on, we are going to have a Dude Blood Elf show you the Parrot. I've been throwing this Parrot Feather Cloak out there a lot. There's a burgundy one and a green one. They both drop out of Freehold. The head, which is a vanilla level piece out of the Stockade. It's a quest reward for both Horde and Alliance. It's just an eye patch, but it looks really good. And the weapon is out of Utgard Pinnacle, which is a dungeon, of course, and there's the boss. I think this is how Robin Hood would look if he were a she and also blue. The shoulders are part of a tier set at a Blackrock Foundry. There's the drop rate, so it's part of a Hunter tier set. Moving on, we're going to show you the chest, which is out of the Broken Shore, the Relinquished chest card. That's one of those pieces that you could get as a drop, or you could buy it from the vendor there on the Broken Shore, and you open it, and it's yours, and that's how it works. The belt, Wild Gladiator's Waistguard of Prowess. If you're Horde, this would be the Warmongering Belt. Of course, you get this from the WoD PvP vendor. That's my tune, Luxley. Say hi, Luxley. Leggings of the Undaunted, Trial of Valor, the LFR version. Odin is the boss, and it's got kind of a low drop rate, so you might have to do it a few times. Moving along, we have a Lady Night Elf showing us the boots, which are from the Ruby Sanctum, the heroic version. Hallion is the boss. Got a good drop rate from that old Wrath of the Lich King raid. 20% is the drop rate. The hands, the Royal Gut Gauntlets out of Blackrock Foundry. There's the boss, kind of a low drop rate, but the hands go really, really well with that set. Kind of got that light gray working in there. And we have the Tauren Mail, the Parrot Feather Cloak, freehold, so it's spammable dungeon, and not that difficult to get. The headpiece, the Green Brewfest hat, as you can see how to get it out of good old Brewfest, so you gotta wait till October if you don't have it yet. And of course the weapon is not from the Jade Forest, Icecrown Citadel out of Icecrown, 22% drop rate on the weapon. I kind of like this set. The shoulders are part of a Shaman tier set. This is the piece the hunters can pick up out of Siege of Orgrimmar. There's the boss, and we have a 12% drop rate to pick up Foul Streams, or the shoulder guards of Foul Streams. Now the chest, Alliance only. This is part of a PvP set. It's the Aspirins, Sinister, Aspirins, Chain Armor. That's the chest piece. The legs and the boots and the helm are also Alliance only, and they all drop from PvP. Eventually, I'm pretty sure Blizzard's going to have Marks of Honor that you could just step up and buy them from a vendor, but right now that's not the case. We have a Worgen. He just showed us the belt. You could always back up the video and check it out. Like I said, the legs, part of that Alliance PvP set. It drops from various sources of PvP. You might already have it. If you don't, eventually I'm sure you could buy it from Marks of Honor. Same thing with the feet. Sinister, Aspirins, Chain, Sabatons, War Supply Chest, PvP drops, Stormsong Valley, blah, 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 blah. Moving on, we're going to show you the hands, the Sharp Eye Gauntlets. It's a dungeon drop, Shadow Moon Burial Grounds. Boma is the boss, kind of a low drop rate, but it's a dungeon, so that means it's spammable. Moving on, we're going to show you the Cloak out of Uldir. Really like this cloak, almost as much as I like the Gilded Thorium Cloak, 11%. is the drop rate on the Cloak. Moving on, we have the head, which is part of that PvP set, as I said many times already. That's how you get it. And we're going to show you the weapon, Voice of the Queen, Throne of Thunder LFR version. Pretty cool looking gun, I gotta say. If you're still listening up and until now, I want to say thank you for watching, and I'll close out by saying what I always say: whatever it is by you, whether it is morning, afternoon, or night, make your day epic.